Stimson. And Japan have gone absolutely without lead. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Happy Football Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast. My name is Benton. The men are running the show today. Give thanks to all the mothers. Heal up. Junior Wagwan family, how you doing?
Well, bless up every mother. Happy Mother's Day. How I am doing? I ain't doing fine.
Yo, don't bother forward with your Manchester United vibes, Nadia. You know. Don't bother forward to it. But overall, your week was good.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yes. Football family, we're going to recap some of the week's major news in the world of football. We're going to recap or dissect or debrief the Champions League semi-final second leg that took place and get early setup on the Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid. We'll recap the weekend that was in the EPL as Watford got relegated. Long time we know that come. We're going to big up all the mothers throughout the show. We're going to salute mothers. We're going to discuss reggae girls. As still, we are junior, no decision to make regarding Coach Vin Blaine yet.
Damn foolishness.
Damn foolishness. No decision to make. JFF, big up in yourself. Michael Ricketts, president, and the JFF Ricketts administration will talk about the fiasco that is the JFF and the reggae girls demanding, 20 reggae girls at least demanding the removal of Coach Vin Blaine. The letter was released by Nationwide News. We'll take a look on that and discuss the details of that letter, aspects of the letter. But we kick off with Ballers and Bugs family, and of course we want to reiterate, big up to all the mothers. We want to highlight and celebrate mothers. Mothers, whether you play football or not, mothers support us, they care for us, to discipline us, slap up our butt. So I want to big up all the mothers. One love. We love you. We appreciate what you have done for us over the years. And all young mothers and ladies who cannot be mothers or who have tried to be mothers, we love you no matter what. Big up to all the mothers. So Mother's Day show. Junior, Ballers of the Week. So mothers always get Ballers of the Week, Ballers of the Year, and Ballers for life. Ballers of the Week. We want to start off with Ballers being the impressive players of the week. And Bugs being unimpressive players. Football family, we see you running in. Ballers of the Week. Junior, who you have, family?
So to keep up with our Mother's Day team and a nurturing theme and a team of making sacrifices, I have to give it to Jordan Pickford, who he continues to lead his team in away from relegation. I want to give it to Frank Lampard too, but we can't come on and cuss Frank Lampard 1 week. And then come the next week, I want to give him like Coach of the Year accolades, right? So this is where we're going to give the players the accolades. So I'm giving it to Jordan Pickford for sure. Outstanding goalkeeping. Rodrigo. I will give it to Rodrigo for not only for his heroics against Man City this week, but I think that's the icing on the cake because Rodrigo is a young footballer. Rodrigo is a footballer that arguably can probably start on any of the big side that's out there. Probably, arguably, he will push anybody on the wing. But he seems to be humble for Real Madrid, play his role, come off the bench. He doesn't pout. He doesn't cry about playing time. You don't hear any leaks on social media saying Rodrigo, our daddy, come out and say he want to play and can't play. And he plays his role and come out and was the hero against Chelsea. So definitely give him, Man City, definitely give him Ball of the Week. By Ball of the Week, that. We have more, but I'll leave it there, sir.
Yeah, we have to big up Rodrigo. And you're talking about the Brazil Rodrigo, right? Because Leeds have one. And I think Manchester City also have one near
Real Madrid Rodrigo that came on in the last 10 minutes and scored 2 goals against Man City. That is the real Rodrigo we're talking about.
The real Rodrigo, yes. Big up.
No carbon copy.
No carbon around here. Football family, we see you running in. Big up, welcome to the show. We always appreciate you guys joining. Ladies and gentlemen, we always appreciate you guys joining. Ballers of the Week segment of the show. Send on your Ballers family. My Ballers of the Week, I have a few. I'm going to run through them quickly. Kamavinga, Ball of the Week. 18 years old. Yo, the $100 million man for Man City look like a regular bug, but Kamavinga, 18 years old. What we can call him? Super sub, coming off the bench, Junior.
Oh, my God, man.
I mean, a player Manchester United missed out on.
Yeah.
Kamavinga, Ball of the Week. Big up. Big up to North Carolina Courage ladies that won the NWSL Challenge Cup. Big up to the North Carolina Courage ladies team. Big up to Sam Kerr, Ball of the Week, Golden Boot winner in the WSL English League, Women's League there in the UK. Sam Kerr is a baller, Junior. Check out the goal that she scored today in the title-winning game. Fantastic goal. When you talk about knowing the location of the goal, don't need to look. Sam Kerr flip it in at the goal from 18 yards, from about 20 yards out. So Ball of the Week to Sam Kerr, big baller. I want to give a Ball of the Week. Weird, check it out, Junior. Can you imagine? Ball of the Week to the Seattle Sounders for a CONCACAF team for finally winning the CONCACAF Champions League. Yes, people. CONCACAF team finally won the champions. MLS team finally won the CONCACAF Champions League. That means an MLS team will be at the FIFA Club World Cup. Yes, they might get kicked up, but we're going to give Seattle Sounders a Ball of the Week, Junior. Those are my Ballers of the Week. Big up to Seattle Sounders for definitely breaking the Mexican hoodoo, because the Mexican teams usually dominate that competition. Any other ballers you have, family, before we go to our roundup?
Tammy Abraham, because right now the ball of the week probably is more like a season title. Tammy Abraham has scored almost 20-something goals for Roma.
Yeah, it's some ridiculous number. I can't even. I think a 20-yard goal can still score.
It almost feel like out of nowhere, right? Because Tammy Abraham, the man just score and goal him. I mean, I think there's that stat out there, a meme out there that he's the highest leading goal scorer, English goal scorer in the European League. I mean, that should not go unnoticed. Tammy Abraham is coming into his own, and let's see if he can come back to England. So Tammy Abraham for sure. I don't know. You want to get Tottenham?
Wait, you ask me if we want to give Tottenham Ball of the Week because you hate the Liverpool fan them. But before we get to the EPL roundup and the Liverpool Tottenham game, big Baller of the Week to Sandro Tonelli and AC Milan, and this youth Rafael Leao. Brother, AC Milan Junior is looking like they might win the Scudetto the first time since 2010-2011. Rafael Leao is a baller. You know, he's not on the score sheet a lot, but the player, his creative ability, his work rate, and Sandro Tonelli finding goals at the death, finding goals down the stretch for AC Milan. We're not having us Zlatan Ibrahimovic around here. Big up to those ballers. Big.
Jeremy saying the youth from France has scored 2 this past weekend. Which of their France have scored 2 this past weekend?
I have to go look. I can't remember that you there.
Hey, Jeremy is a French. It might as well just start speak French and start say oui. Anything French, you talk to Jeremy about it.
Bugs of the Week, family. Who you got? Unimpressive players of the week.
You see, Manu. And
it's like you reluctantly don't want you. It's like I can't bother. Just Manchester United.
Because it's just a dumb thing. But it's just Manu had the chance. What made it worse is that Manu had the chance to at least make the top 4 race somewhat interesting, right? And the man them wet the bed like that. It shows that there's no commitment to team. It shows that there's no willing for play for Champions League. I mean, I eat that side. After that, I'm really struggling. Wagi, Mina, and what the next Everton?
Mason Holgate.
Holgate, but I think Holgate scored a goal today, right?
Yes, he scored. He scored.
But when Holgate got buck Mina in the back of his head, you have to sit down and wonder, like, what the hell are you watching? Like, if you're a central defender and you see your partner is going for the ball, why are you trying to outbuck him? I go buck the man in the back of his head. It's just idiotic. It's just idiotic defending. But about you alone? Because every other team, we can joke about Chelsea, but Chelsea is not really playing for much anyway. So all right, them draw 2-2 with Wolves. We can joke about Man City, but Real Madrid is a bigger team than Man City. So yes, they get kicked out of Champions League, but are we that surprised? So I just ban you alone for my bugger.
Manchester United picked up 4 from Brighton over Albion. Regin.
Jeremy said Ragnick is bugger the decade. Well, I don't think so.
Yo, hey, while watching that Manchester United game yesterday, some people are saying, yo, give them 6. 6 we want. 6. Things. And Bruno Fernandes did put out an apology and said they didn't wear the shirt.
Bruno, shut the hell up. Couple weeks ago, you come out and talk about that team. That team is a team that's playing for something. We're a team that's not playing for anything. So why should we be surprised about this for love? Somebody shut up here, man.
All right, my bugs of the week. Football family, we're going to keep it moving. I just have one to highlight. Luke Ayling of Leeds picked up a red card today in the game against Arsenal. So he will be out potentially for the remainder of the season. I mean, 3 games is just a straight red him get unless they overturn the ban. This it come like him ready for go home and yard. It's unbelievable defending and unbelievable tackling. And if it was Jose Mourinho or some other aggressive manager, I probably would have get him face kick off. Unbelievable, Junior. Unbelievable.
And to make it worse, we could argue that if Leeds had their full roster, full 11 on the field, they could have probably get a draw today.
Yeah. Because they end up what? The game end up what? 2-1, right?
2-1, yeah, 2-1.
Yes. And you know what? While we're giving out Manchester United bug, we're going to go to the roundup now. I just have to squeeze one look at Man United bug here. Coach Ralph Ragnick, why you run off your mouth about you did want to sign Luis Diaz, Vlahovic, and all these respective strikers and the board turn it down? Those are water under the bridge, brother. Don't come here with these arguments and these conversations.
No, it's not. And real quick. And
who said Luis Diaz and Vlahovic didn't want to go Manchester United, Junior?
Well, make them come out and say no. Make them come out and say we turn you down. But if you can't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket, right? So if Ralph come out and say I want these players on the board, say no, give us a chance, right? And I think what he's doing right now is protecting Ten Hag and giving Ten Hag an expanded honeymoon season. Because I'm telling you that I am going to forecast this right now. Next year, Man U going to draw a game or lose a game we're not supposed to lose, and me going to be forced to sit down right here on Ballchat and say, look, it's still early. Ten Hag is a big coach, blah, blah, blah. Uno go and come at me with everything, all guns blazing. This is how the big coach, this is your savior. You can't just change a coach and expect the system to change. There's some big things that happen before Ten Hag come in. They got rid of the scouting department. They got rid of our judging name or whatever. They head of
Judge, yeah.
They get rid of him. And now what they're targeting is the board. Because when Manu said, we want Kamavinga, I came on this show and said, we want Kamavinga. Everybody from Manu said, we want Kamavinga. What the hell did the board say? No. When Jesse Lingard wanted to leave January, what the board said? No. When Pogba want to leave, what the board said? No. So now you're going to lose Pogba, Lingard for free. You're not getting Jesse Lingard. You're not getting Kamavinga. When Mayuta got a dark man, when the midfielder, damn.
Junior, we don't have the hour show for
the
issues.
The Utah got a dark man from Birmingham.
I mean Jude Bellingham.
We wanted Bellingham. The board said no. So is the board is a problem. So Ralph is setting it up now that when Ten Hag come in, the seed is already planted. Anything will go wrong, you can't blame the coach. You have to look at the board. That's all.
Hey, you know what? And still, I want to reiterate my bug of the week, because Junior don't know running on my bugs of the week. Luke Ayling and Ralph Ragnick. Luke Ayling for the tackle today will miss probably 3 games unless the suspension get overturned. I doubt it will. And Ralph for a run off him mouth about strikers them did want and couldn't get, and the board rejected. Luis Diaz never wanted to know anyway. Vlahovic. Alright, let's get to the football roundup and start with the EPL, Junior. Spurs versus Liverpool, 1-1. It comes like Spurs that try help aside. They could have won the game at the end there. Your thoughts, Junior?
Who is Spurs trying to help? Because I don't think they're trying to help City. I think Spurs are trying to help Arsenal. They should have won the game. I think Spurs is really trying to help. I don't think that was the Liverpool game where we talk about when the Liverpool playing tight. That was a Liverpool game when Spurs and Conte showed his strength as a coach, where he can put a vice grip around a Liverpool machine and put a vice grip around a Liverpool midfield. It's just the players have never execute. I think it comes all the way down to this is the reason why Jose lost his job. This is the reason why Pochettino is not there anymore. It's the same players. So it's a good game. Overall, Liverpool have themselves to kick because we can argue that them hand over the championship to Man City now. But for Tottenham, a draw is not what they wanted. If they're trying to get into the top 4, you needed to win this game and you had the chance. You just never execute.
Yeah, they had the chance. I mean, Liverpool coming off of a Champions League night where a lot of energy expanded, I mean, it's just one of those days. I mean, Liverpool needs to win games, though. So I expected Liverpool to find a way to secure that victory yesterday. And, Tottenham, Christian Romero was immense in that defense for Tottenham. Liverpool just never got the breaks. Yesterday. And Spurs still have a chance now. Of course, they need things to go their way. We'll look at their schedule in a second. But they must beat Arsenal this Thursday to still have a chance for the Champions League spot.
Right, to even have a chance.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the title race, this result yesterday, impact for you?
Regardless, Liverpool needed Man City to butt their toe, right?
Yeah.
And with Man City getting kicked out of the Champions League, now all guns are blazing for this title. So I don't really think it's going to sound stupid, but I don't think the Liverpool draw has much to do with the title race as much as Man City continuing to win. Right? And it might not sound sensible, but if you really sit down and think about it, Liverpool can't do anything if Man City don't lose a game. They cannot do anything. And the way how Man City is playing right now, they look like they just want to win the title.
Yeah.
They have nothing to play for.
But after all that, I mean, if a Man City position, they defeated Newcastle 5-0 today. Double 2 goals from Raheem Sterling. From Man City point of view right now, I mean, they have to win this EPL.
Right.
If they don't win this EPL and then they win nothing, because the plastic trophies them gone already, They're not in the FA Cup final. We'll get your thoughts on the FA Cup final coming up this week with this weekend with Liverpool versus Chelsea. They're not in. They didn't win Carabao Cup, so this is it for them. It's either EPL or bust.
Right.
And
which isn't it ironic that Man City season is kind of mirroring Bayern Munich season, and one of the takeaways from Bayern Munich Championship Sunday a couple weeks ago, last week or 2 weeks ago, is people were not satisfied and they were not happy with just winning the Bundesliga, right?
Yeah.
And I am willing to argue that when Man City closes out the deal, you go have people out there that is going to be disappointed, and it's going to be unfairly disappointed, and I think that it's going to put a damper on what have been a great title race. Because regardless of how this shake out, we're going to look back at this season as one of those title races for the ages.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool is a big side, and Man City hold them off, which Pep can really tip his head on that one. So we'll see.
Yeah, after today's victory against Newcastle, Pep said, quote, Liverpool has an incredible history in the European competitions, not in the Premier League, because they haven't won one in 30 years, end quote. It's a fact still, but why Pep throw them sort of words, brother?
Well, you know.
I mean, maybe it's a language issue here.
No.
Should I take something? Am I reading too much in this like my throw a stone off of Liverpool?
He's spitting in the wind.
Okay.
That's the funny part. The funny part is, Pep, what I equate this to is you have a 1980s car we're driving on this race and get a head start, which is Man U and Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
Or Man U gone ahead. Liverpool have a 80s car, but just couldn't beat that Man U car. While Man City get this modern day Ferrari and I drive down the old 80s side them, and the coach just wind down the window driving at 150 miles per hour and spit. And the spit coming back right in the face. Because that comment that you made, Pep, yes, you're right. Liverpool only won one in 30 years. But you side where you're coaching, take the last 10 years out of this and talk about that 20 years. Talk about that side. You have to be careful. You have to be careful spitting in the wind, because we can interpret that your side is nothing without the Sheik. Your side have no heritage, no history.
Yeah, no football heritage.
So when you guys, so you can talk about Liverpool 30 years history. When you gone, what is Man City going to be 10 years from now? So you have to be careful. It's just careful.
I mean, in 1999, Man City was playing for promotion in championship somewhere around there. So
right, so careful, just careful.
So you just have to watch it. Be careful that you have throw stones. Regarding the standings, Junior, let's take a look at the standings. Watford gone home, giant Norwich. We expected that. I mean, we'll look at Burnley. It's all about the relegation and trying to stay up in this business right now. Burnley, Everton, and Leeds are in a dogfight for this last spot. Your thoughts, Junior? We'll pull up these teams' schedule in a second here.
The one thing, because when a race is this tight, the one thing that people should look at is not the games behind, is not the wins and the losses, it's the goal difference.
Okay.
And Leeds' goal difference is a mammoth on the scale.
Yeah.
Where they have no room.
No, but now you're bridging you're bridging El Loco. Yeah. It Leeds' goal difference is minus 35.
Right. But remember,
you're bridging El Loco side did I get kicked up bad.
But we did chronicle that them not play defense. We chronicled that all year. But if you were to say odds
Wow.
on favorite,
If you look at this goal difference, Junior, they probably should get relegated.
exactly. That's where I'm going. That's exactly where I'm going. Looking at the goal difference, they should get that. That's the first thing you should look at is goal difference. So if a team have negative 35 goal difference, what are you doing in the Premier League?
I mean, so Southampton and Newcastle has a negative 21, Southampton negative 20. The other two teams that have worse goal difference than Newcastle than Leeds have already been relegated, Watford and Norwich. So if a goal difference is a predictor, coming like Leeds are going on a road.
Yeah, but that's the first thing you should look at. I mean, because right now, when the games when we're coming down to these last 2 or 3 games, is your first question should be, can you stop a team from scoring?
Yeah. So Leeds have Chelsea on Wednesday, May 11th. Then Sunday, May 15th, they host Brighton. So they host Chelsea. And then the final match day, May 22nd, they travel to Brentford. They must win all 3 games to have a chance, right? Providing that, Burnley and the others are doing them over there. So.
They must win 2 games.
They must win 2 games.
I put it this way: they cannot leave a game with 0 points.
Okay. And just to remind listeners, the point standing of coming into today's today, they're Everton is on 35 points. Burnley and Leeds are both on 34 points. So
right,
Everton
have a game in hand.
And Everton have a game in hand. The Burnley schedule: Burnley has Spurs Sunday, May 15 coming up. But Spurs running for Champions League. Depending on what happens with Arsenal this Thursday, right? If Spurs beat Arsenal, then probably might kick up Burnley too. Burnley has Spurs Sunday, then they travel to Aston Villa, and then they host Newcastle at the end of the season. And then Everton have 4 games remaining. Like you said, they have a game in hand. Everton has Watford beaten. They go to Watford. Everton then hosts Brentford on May this Sunday coming up. Then Thursday they host Crystal Palace May 19, and they wrap up the end of the season against Arsenal.
I remember I said way back that last game might determine if Everton stay up.
All right. So of the 3, Junior, which one of them make it in? Who get relegated?
I think Burnley have the easier road to travel. I think Leeds should get relegated, but you know how Premier League stay already. There's something going to happen at that last weekend. I think
For me, Jesse Marsh is my boy. I would love to see Jesse Marsh stay up, but this is a hard lift, right? So they have to beat Chelsea and Brighton. They need to win one of those games.
They will beat Brighton.
Okay. So
I think they can draw with Chelsea because it's a midweek game, and Chelsea only have 1 more game left, which is the FA Cup final.
Yeah, so Chelsea might be on holiday.
Right. So that's why them can eke out a draw against Chelsea. They should beat Brighton. If them can't beat Brighton at home, with Brighton have nothing to play for, then you don't really.
Yeah, you don't deserve. You don't need to stay up. Yes.
So it's that Brentford game. That Brentford game is the key game.
Yeah, that last game. I mean, but Brentford not playing for nothing either.
But Brentford no want to finish them season with a loss at home.
I mean, I believe in Jesse Marsh. I said Leeds stay up, Burnley go down. Box cover. I said Leeds and Everton stay up, Burnley go down.
Rough on Burnley. Rough on Burnley, but Everton is Everton because you can't really trust Pickford. You can't really trust Urbina and Ogie. You can't trust them. So can they slip, trip, and fall against what about we know them not gonna lose at home. They're not gonna lose to Brentford, they're not gonna lose to Crystal Palace. What can happen at Watford? Anything can, but that
No, man, them have to
game,
beat the brakes off Watford. Watford already get relegated.
but Watford now have the opportunity to bring a side down with them. Them dangerous. So you have to be careful. And you have some players on Watford that are playing to get pulled in the Premier League side next year. You have to be careful, Everton. That game is a trap game. I'm telling you. That game is a trap game. The Watford game is a trap game. And if I am an Evertonian, I am praying to God that that Arsenal don't secure top 4 before May 22nd. Because if they don't secure top 4, and that's a game that Arsenal need, then Everton would need no problems.
So all right, so who we have going down? I got Burnley getting the drop. Everton and Leeds surviving. Who you have off the 3? Which one?
I have Leeds going down. But we think Everton might wet the bed. We have Leeds going down.
All right, family. All right, with the family, I said, let's look at the top 4 running schedule real quickly before we pivot away from this weekend's EPL action. Arsenal schedule. Top 4 race with Spurs. Arsenal travel for the London derby against Spurs. Then they travel to Newcastle, and then they host Everton. The point standing heading into the London derby. Arsenal on 66 points, Spurs on 62 points. So really, Arsenal just have to dash this way if you give Spurs a chance to make top 4. Arsenal has the Champions League in their hand.
Arsenal have to lose to Spurs this Thursday.
Yeah.
For we have a top 4 race. Arsenal have to lose to Spurs. I think the top 4 is done. I think Arsenal has already secured the top 4.
Okay.
And the bigger thing though is Ten Hag might be coming and playing in a Champions League, in a whatever European
Conference League.
That to me is a serious race. Man, you might not finish 6, and they shouldn't finish 6 because Man, you not beating Crystal Palace next week. We never play at Crystal Palace or in 2 weeks. So West Ham can easily finish 6. So
Manchester United in Europa Conference League. Spurs schedule. They host Arsenal Sunday, May 18th and May 15th. They host Burnley and they wrap up with Bug Norwich. I mean, we know win these 3 games and make Arsenal life difficult down the stretch. Simple.
Right. But then knowing how Spurs is so erratic, Spurs can beat Arsenal and come back and play Burnley that is desperate to survive and drop the ball against Burnley and give up a draw.
All right, well, family, I said, big up. By the way, come on, will not be joining us. If you just join us, welcome to Ballchat. The mother is off today, so we give the mother a break. Big up, come on. So the men are running the show today. The family, I said, Junior.
Oh, Jeremy, Chouamini is the French baller who scored the 2 goals. That's I think it's immortal, but Chouamini.
Yes.
Another player that the man you bored. They said, know what? But anyway, him said Rodney come at United to sabotage the season. Him want $10. Jason Frame said bug of the week would say Manu, but they are so regular, don't make any sense. Could say Chelsea, but again, they are regular bugs. So he's going with Watford ownership. Why would anyone hire Rye? And Jeremy also said he well want Leeds gone. So we who is Manchester United can get 2 of them baller. Kelvin Phillips, we would love to see you in a Manchester United jersey.
Yeah, I'm taking an eye off at the man player. I have Leeds baller. Before we move away from European football, Junior, the Scudetto, does AC Milan have this thing lock up? 2 games left. 2 games left, Junior. It come like the up, you're up.
Your statement is always, if not no, then when?
Yes.
If not no, then when? It's not like Inter have Conte. And it's not like Inter is that like Inter really, really, really want to win the Scudetto. So yeah, AC should have it wrapped up.
So AC will wrap up with Atalanta next Sunday, and then wrap up against Sassuolo. Win both games, and the trophy is yours. Simple. That is not too much to ask. Atalanta next Sunday and Sassuolo, right? Win those games, and the trophy is yours. Of course, Sassuolo is 11th place with my baller Scamacca. Big up yourself, Scamacca. And of course, Atalanta with Coach Gasparini can be a trouble. But right, you are just winning games and you're good.
Well, Inter is playing against Calgary and Sampdoria, who have nothing to play for too. Actually, no. Calgary is in a relegation fight. So that game for Inter, I'm looking more on Inter. And Inter travel to Calgary. And Calgary is 1 point in relegation right now.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm looking at that game and saying Calgary is going to play that game like it's a Champions League final. So for Inter to win the Scudetto, they are going to have to play out of their minds after playing against Juve in the Italian Coppa, in the Coppa game 4 days later. So yes, all AC have to do is take care of them business. But I think Inter going to trip up before.
Yeah, Rossoneri looking to win their first Scudetto since 2010-2011. Break out the red shirt, the red and black, forward to the Rossoneri. All right, this has been discussed in ad nauseum, so we just give our final take on this second legs in Champions League. Merely Man City wet in the bed again, Junior. 6th semi-final exit for Pep. The most kick up in a semi-final. Of course, I've gone to most Champions League semi-final. Your thoughts on the overall week that was in Champions League semi-final and getting ready for the final? Well, early reading.
Honestly, I don't think it has much. We have much to say about Pep and Man City. I think it's more on Real Madrid and Carlo, because I said last week that Carlo has a way of. When you look at Carlo's history of coaching, he has a way of keeping a team around that don't belong in a tie, right?
Yeah.
Because I can make the argument that if he played Camavinga instead of Cruz in the first leg, we're probably not talking about the second leg being any game. You needed to win, and you needed how much goals, and look how long it took to put on Camavinga and Rodrigo, who come on and scored the 2 goals late. So I think we have more to say about Carlo being extremely lucky and almost like a coach of destiny. It's almost like he's destined to win the Champions League. No care how hard he tried that shit with. Carlo's supposed to win Champions League this year because it happened against Chelsea, it happened against PSG, and it happened against Man City. These are not simple feats. What happened in the last 5 minutes of the game in stoppage time against Man City this week is stuff of legends. And for you to have a legendary ending to 3 straight ties, something in the water, man. Something is in the water for them. So it's just unfortunate that Man City, you just had to be the guinea pig. So I just say go.
Danny Alves make a talk after the game that took place with City and Real Madrid. And Danny Alves paraphrased, I don't remember the exact quote. He pretty much said this has nothing to do with luck. You either dominate or you get dominated. And him said this is big boy football, and Clarence Seedorf echoed something similar. Him said, when it comes to Real Madrid, there's a mentality, there's a culture, there's an expectation. In fact, let me see if I can find the Clarence Seedorf quote here. Clarence Seedorf says, quote, Man City, like PSG, lack a mentality. Real Madrid's mentality isn't something created in a year or 2 or even 10. It's about coming to a club where you You're part of something much greater than yourself. End quote. Now, there's a whole heap of Monday morning quarterback to try to explain what happened. But we can't really dismiss the expert them still enough.
It's a bug of crap. But stop it, man. Because I said it after the game. I said it before overtime. I said, Ballchat, come on. I said it in the Ballchat chat. The player that is going to go unheralded is the left back for Real Madrid. What name?
Flora
Mendy. That took Jack Grealish shot off the line. So before we start talking about heritage and player mentality and blah, 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 talk about Jack Grealish mentality. We'll get 2 chances to put the game to bed. We would have never been having this discussion. Talk about Chelsea. Talk about Tuchel. What dash for the second leg.
When that solidifies point, this is the culture of Real Madrid. Whereas
the culture is luck. Is the culture luck?
No, the culture is win ball games by any means necessary. And I can't explain it, The only thing I know is that it seems to me what transpired this week in the Champions League, there's a team that really say, you can ball with all day you want, but football is more simple. It's who score the most goals win. And if you not score the goal, I will score the goals. And that's what Real Madrid did. Score the goals. Sometimes we get very analytical and we say, this is a brother for over there, so this it's simple things, If you look at over the 2 legs, Man City left a boatload of chances, and Grealish also left chances, but I can't psychologically get what's going on at the Real Madrid. Rodrigo, it was immense, and it's a youth who say, right now on this stage, this is my time to shine. So, Florentino Perez better forward with the money next year or whenever. So.
I agree, and will Mbappe, what will Mbappe be? Because now we hear reports that I think there was a report that Haaland already making decision. I think, and he wasn't going to go to Real Madrid, which makes sense. Ben's not going anywhere, so it is. We try to explain the unexplainable. And I agree with you. At the end of the day, it is just score your goals, right? It's hard to explain it away, though. It's very difficult to just say, well, just score your goal. No, there's something else there. I think luck has some part to play in it. I think destiny has some part to play in it. And there's nothing wrong with saying Real Madrid was lucky. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And I think the real fans out there will say, we were a little bit lucky. Because Mendy taking that ball off the line should not go unnoticed. Shouldn't go unnoticed.
Yeah. Man City led 5-3 minute, 89 minutes and 16 seconds, Junior, and then you pivot the clock, 94th minute and 14 seconds. You can't make this stuff up, brother. You cannot make this stuff up. But I feel it for the Man City players. And, well, let's see. They need to bring in some probably 1 or 2 big leaders in the summer who can, when moments like that happen, they look to somebody who can hold them together and say, let's ride through this time and go see this thing out. Because I thought during that game, Wednesday night, once Real Madrid score, you can see Man City wobble a little bit. And the vulnerabilities start to get exposed. They weren't closing down on the tackle as aggressively as one would like. So, and maybe it's nitpicking, but, at the end of the day, one side they had them yard, where the other side, Camavinga was definitely relentless like a pit bull in that midfield. So, it's just who wants it, Early reading on the final, Liverpool, it's too early for you. You don't want to touch the final.
My reading of the final is I am just going to sit down and enjoy a ball game because it is a game of destiny. I think Liverpool is destined to win multiple trophies this year. And I think Real Madrid is destined to win multiple trophies this year, including Champions League. It's a game. The only thing that I think is going to disrupt the destiny, and I know Liverpool fans are going to say I'm hating. Salah should have never opened his mouth and talk about, I want Real Madrid. We know why. We know why he said that, right? Because the final when Sergio Ramos had pulled him on his shoulder.
Sergio Ramos, yeah.
And arguably, that was the reason why Liverpool lost the game, because that year, Salah was at a different level of existence, right? But I know the same Real Madrid this. You should have never opened your mouth. If you notice, Benz don't say nothing publicly, The man just show up and do him work and go him yard. Should have never said nothing to Salah. I've never said.
We have a long time before the final actually takes place. Final is May 28th, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Big clubs. This is what, the fourth UEFA Champions League finals for one Mr. Jurgen Klopp, one with Dortmund, and his third with Liverpool. And of course, big Carlo Ancelotti, a general in this business. Real Madrid will be looking to get their 14th big year's trophy. So we will see. We will see. Junior, before we pivot from football in Europe, FA Cup final is coming up this weekend. Liverpool versus Chelsea this Saturday. Your assessment and your reading on it, brother.
This is your last game. This is Chelsea's last game. Liverpool should win, right? Liverpool have the best side. Liverpool have everything going for them in momentum. But I just think going to the exit door and with an opportunity to put his middle finger up, two players have an opportunity to put their middle fingers up on the way out the door. I think Lukaku and Pulisic have something to say about this weekend. I really do. And if it's one thing about Tuchel, he might struggle for coach a season, but one game, he can pull out a rabbit out of his hat. This could be Lukaku's last meaningful game, Pulisic last meaningful game, Kante last meaningful game, because all roads lead to Declan Rice coming to Chelsea. I am picking Chelsea to beat Liverpool. I really am.
Yeah.
I have no other reason to say it other than just the players them will have something to prove and do something.
I'm not picking against Poole, This is a tough game to call. I'm gonna go with Poole to win this one because ultimately, I mean, them a championship pedigree. I mean, this might be it in terms of champions for the trophies for them. Of course, they have the big year's trophy left with Real Madrid, but I think Liverpool is gonna win it. Chelsea's in a spot of bother, but the ball around, you have to play the game. But Chelsea just look wobbly from Wadia, In fact, they drew yesterday with Wolves,
Watford.
right?
So, our Wolves coming from 2-0 down.
Yes. All right, let's pivot from football in as we head home to wrap up our show to discuss football in our own backyard. Junior, this saga with the Reggae Girls and this letter. Nationwide News released the letter, or the alleged letter. We read the letter a lot. Your thoughts on this letter, Junior, and the allegations set forth by the Reggae Girls for the removal of one Mr. Vin Blaine.
Last week, I feel GFF watch the show, And again, GFF, I'm publicly sending out another request to somebody from the organization to come on to our show, represent the organization and be a part of the show. We are not animals. We're not a group that seek viral moments. We just sit down and talk football, right? Last week, I said on this show that in this situation, the GFF is coming out smelling like roses, right? This is an opportunity for Ricketts to I don't know if I said this publicly, but I know I've said this privately. This is an opportunity for Ricketts to wrestle public control away from the Reggae Girls Foundation for the Reggae Girls. What seems to be like control. Wrestle public control away from them, because you can come in and say, we are the big boss on a house messy. We are here to make sure everything work out fine, right? And what did the GFF do? The GFF said, no, hold my beer. What I talk about? What I say? Scandal a go on, and me in a scandal big time? Hold my beer. Hear what? We're going to draw out this thing. This letter coming out could have been old news. We could have been sitting here saying, whoever leaked this letter, them conniving and them this and that, because GFF could have buried this from last week's Monday morning. From them coming to the office, them could have sent out a press release. Yo, Vin is this is our coach moving forward. We're not making any changes. We're going to talk about this behind closed doors. Full stop.
Yeah.
Instead, no, we're going to make a decision. Rated 70. I'm to a decision. Wow, we don't have COVID. What is going on? Because if them just come out and say, we support the coach, this is where we're going to go forward. Or they come out and say, we support the girls, we are going to make the necessary changes moving forward. We wouldn't care about the letter. But now with this black box of information and time going by, now the rhetoric will come out about how much have this affected the girls' campaign, right? Unnecessary. So it's just JFF being JFF. I'm disappointed, really disappointed.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of solution. Just some excerpt from the letter. Regarding the coaching and football family, it's been published by Nationwide News. You can check it out. The alleged letter. They said the coach lack of details in training, lack of video analysis and set pieces. In terms of communication, it says no opening and or closing meetings. In terms of organization, they said the absence of staff without any reasonable or provided explanation. Even if a staff missing, there's no explanation. Yeah, these things seem so petty. The absence of a schedule, and the coach have come back and outlined that he has a schedule. He has also provided evidence to support his schedule. The letter went on to say, as a result of these shared concerns, the relationship between ourselves and the present staff has depreciated significantly, if not disjointed. Put simply, the staff does not know or make any effort to know the players, and this is untenable. Junior, they said the word untenable. It sounds like a hold up, it's a stick up situation going on around here. Basically, the letter went on to say, whilst we appreciate the conundrum you are now placed in, and remedy to highlight deficiencies and commitment is contingent on the decisive and serious actions, as anything less is an indication of a futureless Reggae Girls.
I wish there are times that I wish I was a coach, because if I was a coach, my response would have been that same picture you have up right now with Vin Blaine face. That would have been my response. I just tweet it out and post. But I just post a picture. I just say, really? I just send that picture out. That look where you have for that picture, that's the look I would have as Vin Blaine. Like, yo, shut up. It's just that, like, yo, shut up. Shut up.
But as you said, with the Reggae Girl, with JFF not resolving this thing over a week now, and it continues to fester, it just, we don't know one way or the other, right? And tournament will start July 3rd, thereabouts in July. I mean, there needs to be some sort of, one way or the other, JFF need to make a decision.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Like, what is said has been said. It cannot be unsaid, right?
Yeah.
Now, we heard from Vin. I don't know how true it is, but we heard from the coach that a lot of the girls that signed the letter reached out to him and said, Coach, I apologize. I don't agree with everything that was said in the letter, right? So in other words, some of the things irks them, some of the things didn't irk them, right?
Yeah.
So we get a full list of things that annoy the group of players, but player A might only vex with 0.1, player 2, B might only vex with 0.5, but not care about 0.1 through 4, right? So you cannot change it. What is said is already been said. What is done is already been done. What can happen though is a mediator can come in and say, look, it's not going to change. We're not changing this situation. So you guys have to figure this thing out. That is option 1. We're not changing the situation. You guys figure this thing out. Option 2 is we are changing the situation. We are changing coach. And when the new coach come in, we're going to figure this thing out. Because let me tell you something, people. No coach with common sense is going to walk right in and take over this team and just think that everything is hunky-dory. Because if it's one thing that anybody that has done any management will tell you is, if I come in and replace a manager, there must be something the staff did for a manager to be replaced. No manager get up and be replaced, and the staff is not held accountable in some way, shape, or form. So no coach going to come in and say, all right, ready to take over the Reggae Girls, point forward, let's go. A coach will come in and say, listen, man, first of all, anyone on the idiot who thinks you can write letter against me doing X, Y, Z, I'm not telling them from now, so this is going to be the result. So that is option 2. Option 3, JFF can come out and say, listen, Reggae Girls, Vin not moving, you know. So Vin is on you now to figure out what you want to do with this squad. So at the end of the day, can be undone. The girls them have to go get up now and figure this thing out, because they don't let the puss out of the bag. If the JFF did just make one of those 3 options, what needs to happen to smooth it over? Because there is going to be an ironing out process. Regardless of what option is picked, there is going to be a rough conversation. There's going to be an uncomfortable conversation that's going to happen. It should have already happened.
Yeah.
And the longer you take, is the less chances you get for qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, there needs to be a meeting, and allegedly the JFF met this week. So if this past week they may have made a decision, but we're yet to know. Minister of Sports Oliver, the wonderful Bobsy Grange, Right Honorable Miss Bobsy Grange has offered to resolve to play a mediator role, but that's a bag of foolishness. That something needs to happen right there, so. Junior, Youth 17 team got knocked out. We are going way out right now, but the Youth 17 Reggae Girls was eliminated by eventual World Cup qualifiers, Team USA. Your overall assessment on the outlook of the Youth 17 and the Reggae Girls, from what you saw from the Youth 17 young ladies in that tournament? They lost in the quarterfinal to the USA.
With women football getting more seem to grow globally, I think that the Jamaican women football team is in good hands. If we get rid of this Reggae Girl moniker, just like we can get rid of the Reggae Boys moniker, I think we can build a serious program, because under 17 girls look good. They just need a little bit of polishing technically, and then we can go somewhere. Yeah. But with this cascas we're going right over them head, what kind of example are we setting for the young girls?
Yeah.
You see what I said?
Yeah.
So fix it up, build a road for these girls to transition into a senior squad, and we can have something in the future.
Yep. Big up to the young Reggae Girls, the U17 team. Big up to my baller, Tiny Akelia Johnson. She go on, Wasi. No yard ballers report to the family. Junior, any comments you want to highlight before we go on my yard?
No, but one big up Streams FM though.
All right, big up Streams FM. Big up to the Streams FM family. Yo, big up to all the mothers again. Big up to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully, yo, Junior, take out the mother and the wife for some ice cream, brother. Take out the mother and the wife.
Yo, you know much? Hey, we got Mary J. Blige concert last night. A whole heap of money spending a bit. I will go Papa do today for brunch. Better. Hey, we have some ribeye steak. I'm gonna deal with it right now in a bit. Better. That's a whole heap of money spending a bit.
That's the way it should be, man. Big up to all the mothers. Football family, really appreciate you for joining us. Big up to the Streams FM crew. Big up to the Streams FM family. Really thank the listeners today for joining us as always. Big up. Thank you always. Big up to the AC Milan family. We'll see you now. Enjoying yourself. Rossinier getting closer. Everton crew, big up on yourself. You know, go on, easy. Manchester United, we pray for you. Connect with us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. Happy Mother's Day. Junior, we gone on the road, no family.